let me be professional and talk to the audience. Please provide us with feedback, and thank you for those who already send comments. Thank you.
Our maid told us that she was going to start working from home now. She sent us a list of things to do.
Via email.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi Wolfgang. Hi everybody.
Hi,
Welcome
Elad.
to episode number 4. Woo! Of our video cast. I didn't believe. I wasn't sure if it could have made it to 4, but yes. I'm Elad. With me is Wolfi.
Hello, hello.
We are both less trainers, certified. Yes. And if you have been to our previous episode, you know we have this standard format. This one is going to be a bit different because we are going to have an online argument. Instead of listening to each other for 5 minutes and then responding, we will be responding to each other all of the time. So instead of two 5 minute time box for 2 questions, we will be talking about a topic, a subject for a 10-minute time box. Okay. Now today's topic will be a direct result of the pandemic we are now facing, COVID-19, online training. Yes or no, and even more specifically, a topic that has been discussed in the LeSS trainers community about the 3 day certified LeSS trainer training. Wolfie.
So before we start the discussion, let's understand what do we mean by saying online training. Well, because of the Corona crisis, basically the online trainings have become very popular in other communities, and they replace the kind of live on-site physical kind of trainings we have been focusing on right now, where we meet face to face and the participants learn something new and get some new insights and experience also the kind of co-location we have a lot.
In your experience, okay, I'm not asking like worldwide truth. In your experience, can we as trainers provide the same amount of value when we perform online training to the participants? And if yes or no, then why, of course? And specifically, what is the impact for trainings that are supported by certificates or certifications?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I don't think the question about value is the most relevant and important one to ask. I think there are other questions about training which are, I think, more relevant right now in this situation. And that would be especially like what are the learning objectives, what are the objectives of a training, and then actually the question would be rather how can we fulfill them. So
Okay.
that
I'm willing to consider like other questions on top of the question that I have, as long as we also, at least I request that we also discuss the question of value.
yes,
Okay.
we will
Then
come to value. I
okay.
think the question would be this one, that okay, now we do have this corona crisis right now, so what are we going to do about this? Because we can be stubborn and say we don't give any online trainings, or we can be, let's say, flexible in a way and say yes, we will adapt to the new situation and see how we can make the best out of this. And in this way, the question is that okay, when we do this, how can we deliver a meaningful training? The issue about the value in this way is that, online might be better, online might be worse, we don't know. And I think it depends a lot also on other factors like the trainer, maybe the circumstances, I mean, like in the tooling and the willingness of the trainer also to perform this. So if you are living online training, why shouldn't it work?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure if I say that it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
I definitely say that my personal preference is not online trainings. I mean, I don't enjoy working online, even though I do it more and more. Not so much training, but I am, I wouldn't say forced, but I find myself in situations that in order to help a customer This is currently limited to the possibility of remote conversations or remote meetings and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if I would say that it's better or worse. It's definitely different,
Yes.
and it definitely depends on the preference. And someone like me who doesn't enjoy it, of course, I am biased towards my own confirmation that online training is not fun for me. Hence, I probably don't deliver it in the best way.
Mm, yeah. Because the thing what you also said, like the value for whom, I mean, it sounds like value for you, because you know what you might miss, and so it has to be fun for you. That might be, and I agree with you, I'm fully aligned on this subject, that I prefer giving on-site trainings compared to online trainings. However, if I cannot enter a country right now because of the limitations. So what do I do? Do I say to the customers, oh, dear customer, sorry, I'm not going to show you how you can do a self-training team workshop online. I don't show you how you can do feature team adaptation map online and all this stuff. Or do I show them how they can do it now, because they are in this situation that they all are working online? So it is not that I would say I teach you online what you then need to do in physical. But I'm saying that we are now teaching, or I'm teaching them online what they can do then online the next day, or the
Yes.
day after they leave the course. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that is for me a big point. So I'm I'm also not on this way. I'm focusing on the time right now. So I'm not focusing now on the time after. So let's say we as humans get Corona handled one way or the other, and we can again freely travel, we can again freely meet, then that's again a different story. And then we can act differently again.
Yes. I mean, I agree. And I think you used the specific word. You said teaching. I'm not against teaching. I'm very busy these days. And I work with many customers right now. And my calendar is fully booked. And I teach a lot. So I have a lot of teaching opportunities. I have a lot of sessions with teams and with the employees and with the executives. And I have many opportunities to teach. But I think there is a difference between teaching something in a very specific, even manner. So saying, okay, here's the problem. Let's talk about what are options to solve your situation and what could you do. Is very different for me from
Mhm.
training. And I think if we go into the topic maybe of differentiating teaching and training, is that teaching for me is a moment. It's in the moment, and training is something that is not fully but mostly pre-designed. So the ability to change, dramatically change a training, specifically by the way a certified kind
Mhm.
of training, is very limited because of the investment of creating such a course.
I don't agree with you here,
Good.
and I think you might be biased by you are you are, let's say, talking from your own, and because you don't like it, I think you might have a confirmation bias. Because you don't like it, you don't seek opportunities. I'm on the other hand thinking that, hey, I really want to help those people, and I want to help reduce the suffering in organizations. How can I do it right now? Whether I have preferences, that's independent. So, but I really try to figure out the way how I can do it right now. And I hope that the trainings what I'm having now are so structured that they are flexible and they provide almost as good experience as possible in the provisional certified LeSS practitioner compared to the physical certified LeSS practitioner. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, I'm not naive. Yes, there will be differences. You will not have the small talk in the same way. You will miss certain aspects, absolutely. But on the other hand, I'm stressing this once more. I think that the people who are then leaving this training need to get it working in their organization. And
Mm-hmm.
then now they learn how to use those tools, and they can do it then again in their organization. So I think in this way, it still helps.
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't help. I don't think I'm claiming that
Okay.
online training is not helpful. I'm of course talking about my own preferences, and I'm saying you know what? Let me ask you a question.
2 minutes
Do you
remaining.
think anyone attending your training, even regular training, like without any doubts for me about the potential loss of value or quality or whatever we call it, can finish the training and then go back to their organization and start solving problems?
I think they have a better idea how to think about it. Yes.
Okay. And
So
what are the chances?
I have gotten the comments that the people say, okay, you really changed my way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now thinking much more in teams. I'm thinking much more in system thinking. Yeah. So and that is something I think what I can also give on the way for the online training, independent. So, and at least I hope so. Yeah.
Okay. So my personal perception is that a person who graduated is a certified LeSS practitioner 3-day, which is really very elaborate and talks about a lot of topics, and is in general designed to change your way of thinking, right? I think even in that kind of training, it is very hard to take this knowledge afterwards and implement it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
and people actually do that, right? They go to an online training, to a CLP, and they say, okay, I'm going to implement LeSS on my own. And then, of course, they often run into problems and situations which you could not anticipate in a training. And I think maybe now it's even worse because in a normal training, in a live training, there is the opportunity of a student in a break to sit down and drink coffee with someone else and actually share ideas, or even with me and stuff like that. That's it. Ooh,
Wow,
time
10 minutes
runs.
fly. One insight I have, which was actually what we didn't mention, was the trainer's view.
Yes.
So we didn't talk about this at all. And I know that some people, for them, it is so that the training income is a part of their income. So if
Yes.
we don't want to lose more jobs or stuff like this, then this is also something to be regarded. But concerning the content, what we discussed, well, I think the short answer is it depends. It depends on many things. Yeah.
Very short.
Yes, very short.
Yes, I agree. Let me share my insights for a second. I think that what I've learned from you is, first of all, I think you emphasized my bias. I'm aware that I'm biased, but I think you made me rethink my bias. I think still online training is probably out of my comfort zone. It will be hard to persuade me that it's a good idea. Maybe you invite me to one of your trainings, but in English, not in German, so I can listen, and then maybe I'll get changed. I don't know.
Yes.
Anyway, it's been awesome. Thank you, Wolfi, for well spent 10 minutes or a bit more.
Thank you, Elad, for this great question on the topic. Yes.
Yes, and thank you, viewers. Looking forward to number 5, lucky number 5.
Yes. Okay. So see you next time.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.